Well, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. I'm excited to show you guys the Kirby. As some of you may know, I'm the assistant market manager for the Kirby team here at PCI. Prior to working at PCI, I was first a Kirby dealer, and then I was a Kirby team leader, then I was a Kirby distributor trainee, and then a Kirby factory distributor. And Ann wants me to tell you my name is Joe. So, my name is Joe. I was in the Kirby business 6 years prior to working at PCI, so I got a little bit of experience in the field. Hopefully I remember how to operate this thing so I can show it to you guys today. But I'm very excited to show you guys the Stefan Diggs of vacuum cleaners today. So
yeah,
we're gonna have a good time. So Kirby is unique in the markets that we finance in the aspect that most of our other markets, their principal way of getting leads is going to be some type of referral-based or phone-based lead procurement, where Kirby is almost, still to this day, is almost strictly generating their leads by a knock on your front door. So to me, it's one of the purest forms of sales on the planet. You go from a complete stranger to buying a product in usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And so there's multiple different ways that you can use to set an appointment, but one of the ways that I always use that I liked is just offering a free carpet shampoo at the door in exchange for looking at a Kirby. So we'll just do, I don't have a flyer, but this can be the flyer. It usually would just say something like a free Kirby carpet shampoo, something like that. So Chandler, you can be my customer here.
okay.
So I come to the door. All right. Sorry to bother you. We're just handing these out to all the homeowners in the neighborhood. We're starting up a new business in town, and just to try to get our name and products out there, the boss has us giving away 20 free carpet shampoos. Whole goal is to show you and the neighbors the difference between a real wet soaking down method of doing a carpet and ours. It's a circular dry foam, dry to the touch in 15 minutes and bone dry in 45. Now because it is free, most of the neighbors are getting like a real large room in the house done. Which room in your house do you think could use it the most?
The living room.
Living room? Is that like a big room?
Yeah,
small
it's ginormous.
room? Do you mind if we take a look at it real quick?
Yeah, let's take a look.
All right, boom. So now we're in the living room. All right, Chandler, you have a beautiful home here.
Oh, thank you.
Gorgeous home. You know, how old's the carpet in here?
I don't know, 7.5 years.
7.5 years. So, you know, average life of a carpet in America right now is, you know, between 5 and 7 years. But I got to tell you, you take very good care of your carpet. However, after 7 years, we have some high traffic areas here where we walk, and maybe a few spots and stains over here. What we do is we do a dry vac. So we're going to get all the solid dirt out. And I'm actually going to use these little filters so I can show you what's coming out of your carpet. It's really cool. And then we're going to get all the solid dirt out, and then we're going to shampoo it to take care of any of these stains. It's a dry foam, so it'll be dry in 20 to 40 minutes. Because it is free, we don't move any of the larger pieces of furniture. We kind of work around it. I got a guy that could be available in about 20 minutes. What do you say we come back and get it knocked out for you?
Sounst great to me.
Great. Thanks, Chandler.
Well,
we'll be back in
thank
20
you.
minutes. All right. So.
Can I keep this?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's generally on a Kirby van, you'd have a couple people that are setting appointments, and you're going to have people that are running the demos. So the canvasser, in this case, would then come back, and they're going to walk a dealer in the house. They're going to be carrying this Kirby box and this Kirby shampooer. And they're just going to come in, they're going to get the Kirby set up, make small talk with the customer, and that's where we're going to jump into now. They have the Kirby. So Chandler, how long have you lived here?
6 years.
6 years?
7.5-year-old carpet. So. You can tell I'm not very good at math.
Correct. Well, it's possible that the previous owners told you that the carpet was 1.5 years old. So
Too old.
don't cut yourself too short. And so how often do you normally vacuum the carpet?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Probably about once every week.
Once every week, that's the national average, so you're no slouch in the vacuum cleaning department. And I see here you're using a shark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to vacuum this room that we're going to be shampooing, I'm going to vacuum it with the shark first.
I gotta tell you, Joe, I love my shark.
That's
Love
great.
it.
You know, shark makes a good vacuum cleaner. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do. And that's what I'm going to show you here today, is just the differences between something like a Kirby and something like a shark. Because this is doing what it's designed to do, it's just not doing the same thing as the Kirby. And can we agree, we can probably all retire from our jobs, but we probably can't retire from cleaning, right?
Yeah.
So it's something we're probably going to be doing until the day we die, and we might as well have the right piece of equipment in our hand to do it with. So some of this is a little more difficult to simulate in this type of setting, but then I'm going to ask Chandler, where would you say the carpet in the house looks the best?
Looks the best. Probably under the couch.
Under the couch, right? Off in the corner, right?
Off in the corner.
Off in the corner where nobody walks. Oh, all right. Videographer getting the shot. All right. So the carpet's going to look the best probably where no one ever walks, goes, anything like that. So I'm going to take the Kirby. Now, when you buy a Kirby, obviously it comes with a bag, but for demonstration purposes, we use this dirt meter. The dirt meter only operates with about 10% of the suction that it would with the bag because it's not able to create as much airflow as it is with a larger bag. But let's just say for the sake of argument, this is the nicest looking carpet in the house.
Oof,
Okay.
that is filthy.
Is that a little surprising? You
Yes,
surprised to
that's
see that come out of there? And this is the cleanest spot of the house, right? So mainly what we're going to see on this pad is going to be the lighter dust. 90% of dust that you're going to find in your house is dead skin. So we lose a layer of skin on our body every 28 days. We spend about a third of our lives, if not more, in our house. Multiply that times how many people you have living in your household, and that's how many layers of skin are ending up somewhere in your home over the course of the year. A lot of it ends up in our mattress, some of it ends up in the carpet and the furniture, and depending on what we're using for a vacuum cleaner, we can actually kind of create a cycle of dust in our house where we're just kind of moving it around and not actually getting it out. So this is the cleanest spot of the carpet. Now the thing I want you to remember, Chandler, is in no way, shape, or form is this dirt your fault. Because you vacuum once a week. Once a week, right? And it's simply not practical for most of us to vacuum more than once a week. But this dirt is not your fault. This dirt is the shark's fault. So now, show me the area where the carpet looks the worst. So kind of picture your house here, guys. Where does the carpet usually look the worst? Like at the bottom of the stairs, coming from the kitchen to the living room, where we get these kind of traffic patterns in the carpet. So what you're going to see on this pad is you're going to see the same top layer of the dust, but what you're going to see on the bottom layer is going to be this real fine sand, dirt, and grit. And that's what's going to tear up our carpets over time. Each little piece of sand has 15 to 17 sharp edges on it, and as we walk on that sand, and as our vacuum cleaner goes over it and the beater bar is hitting that carpet over and over and over again, what's going to happen is it's actually going to start to tear up the fibers of the carpet. So sand is sharp, it cuts stuff up. There's a reason they use it in sandpaper. And when we have all that in our carpet and we have all the traffic that we have in our home, it starts to destroy the carpet. Now can you see, if you're able to get all this dirt out of these high traffic areas, do you think your carpets would look better?
Yeah.
Last longer?
Yes.
Would that save you
Money.
Absolutely. So that's just kind of the basic upright part of the Kirby. And we'll kind of get into why, you vacuum the high traffic area probably more than you vacuum this area over here behind the couch, but we're still finding far more dirt in the higher traffic area, and we'll kind of get into why that is here in a little bit. But I do want to show you some of the other features of the Kirby real quick. So the Kirby is basically 4 different vacuum cleaners in one. One of the coolest features, well, maybe cool. Anybody like to go up to the cabin in the summer? Go out to the lake? Anybody have one of those big inflatable swans? Yeah? No? Well, I've got one, and let me tell you, trying to blow that thing up but with your mouth, it will take you probably about an hour. But with the Kirby, you're able to inflate and deflate air mattresses, beach balls, inflatable swans, whatever you want, in literally 10 to 30 seconds. For a large air mattress is going to take about 30 seconds. So So you got some pretty serious air pressure coming out of there. Similar to other canister style vacuum cleaners you might be aware of, given that it's Market Awareness Month. You can use this as a compressor to, one of my favorite things to do with this is like blow leaves off the deck or clean out the garage or something like that when you don't want to have a gas motor running. Then when you go to deflate, you can just stick this right in here and now pop that into your beach ball or whatever, and it'll deflate it. Just boom. So you can reverse the airflow. Got an inflator, deflator. And then if you pop this sucker on this way, now you have a canister style vacuum cleaner. Alright, so anybody in here have hardwood floors, tile in their house? How do we normally clean our hardwood floors and tile? With the shark? Yeah, with the shark? You can do it with the shark? You ever vacuum the hard floor with the shark and feel the rocks coming tick, 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 tick back at your feet? No? Never? Alright, well that's good. But if you're using a vacuum with a brush roll, that's what can happen, because it's not sealed to the floor, and it can just kind of push that dirt right back to your feet, so you're more spreading it around than you are picking it up. But this electric broom is how you clean your hardwood floors with the Kirby if you didn't want to just vacuum them with the upright, and you can turn the belt off if that's what you want to do. But if anybody use a Swiffer in their house? So we use a Swiffer. We were talking about the sand a little bit earlier. It's got all these sharp edges on it. What's a Swiffer kind of like when it's got a bunch of sand on the bottom of it? Kind of like sandpaper, right? So we're rubbing this sandpaper across our floor, and if it's tile, that might be okay, but if it's our wood floor, then it can potentially scratch the floor. Also, if we have real hardwood floor with cracks in between the wood, as the wood gets cold in the winter and warm in the summer, what happens to it? It's going to expand and contrast. And so when it's small, if there's bigger slots in the wood and we're sweeping the rocks across, what happens if we sweep rocks across a deck? How many make it to the other side? Like none of them, right? They all go through the slots. Well, it's the same thing on a wood floor. So when the wood is smaller, the cracks can get full of rocks, and then when it goes to expand again, it can potentially crack your hardwood floor. But this is Kirby's solution to cleaning hardwood floor. So this this, instead of ever pushing the sand or the dirt across the floor, it's just lifting it right up and putting it in the bag. Okay. And here we've got, this is a synthetic horsehair brush. And this is very good for delicate stuff like lamps, lights, stuff like that. Also for electronics. This synthetic horsehair doesn't carry an electrical charge, so it won't damage your electronics. It's kind of amazing. From the time I was in the field, we had multiple instances where like someone's Xbox wasn't working, like it just wouldn't turn on. It didn't work all the time, maybe not even most of the time, but some of the time when you vacuumed it out and got all the dust out of it, because they got a fan that's constantly running and it's pulling in all the dust from the air. If you're able to clean that out, get all the dust out of the electronics, we had a couple times where they'd start working again. So just keeping all the dust and junk out of your electronics can cause them to last longer as well. And it is synthetic horsehair, so there's not a bunch of horses in Cleveland walking around with circles in their tails. Okay.
That's good, because I was worried.
I can't promise that's my only bad joke of the day, but hopefully. Alright, so then here we've got a wall and ceiling brush. Anybody like cleaning your ceiling fans? You like seeing what's up there? No. I'd rather not. So this is a great way to just vacuum off the top of your ceiling fan. This is kind of a cool feature also. Self-cleaning brush. So when you're done, this is going to get dust and stuff all over it. But when you're done, you just vacuum it off to clean it. And then you snap it back in. So, ceiling fan, ceiling, probably one of the most under-cleaned places in the house, but I promise you if you do one swipe across, you're going to want to keep going. And then you've got drapes and blinds and stuff like that. You can reduce the suction because there is so much suction on this thing, it's actually just going to pull the blinds right in. So you reduce the suction and you can vacuum your blinds like that. Crack and crevice tool. This is really good. This is one of the many patents on the Kirby, is this little tool right here. Really good for sliding glass doors, door jams, anywhere where you really can't reach very well but you're wanting to scrape dirt and then also vacuum it up at the same time. And here's like your normal, this is just a normal upholstery tool, right? Just about every vacuum on the planet comes with one of these. Anybody in the room have pets that like to climb on your furniture?
Yeah.
How hard is it when you're using a tool like this to get that hair off the furniture? Does it get stuck on there? Yeah, it gets very difficult to get pet hair off the furniture. So this is the Kirby zip brush. Spins 3,600 revolutions a minute. And this is by far the best tool on the market for getting pet hair off of really any type of furniture. Great for cars. So this brush in the middle is going to spin and it's going to agitate that hair and get it off of the furniture and pull it right into the Kirby. Many times have I seen a couch that looked like it was pretty much done. And a combination of the zip brush and the Kirby portable shampooer can make an old couch look basically like new. So this right here is a pet groomer. So if you can get Sparky to sit still long enough, you can vacuum him off. Getting him to cooperate can be a challenge depending, but some dogs really like it and they just keep coming back, they want more. So. But if you can get the dog to sit still long enough, it's extremely efficient way of cleaning, getting all their hair off, and then it also gets a lot of kind of that dead skin and stuff that sits on the dog and gets that off there also. Alright. This here. So this, you can turn a Kirby. So we have a canister vacuum cleaner, which I showed you, similar to other style canister vacuums. And we have a handheld, so you can actually turn the Kirby into a handheld vacuum, like so. Now, there's a couple things this is very useful for, but how hard is it to clean our stairs with something like that, or something like this? Pretty tough, right? Pretty awkward. And what's one of the most high traffic areas of the house? The stairs. Everyone's going up and down. And so what we usually end up doing is we end up with a small portable vacuum cleaner of some kind, and now we're vacuuming the stairs. So it's one of the highest traffic areas, and we're using a very small, just not a very powerful vacuum cleaner to do the stairs. So with the Kirby, you can actually just vacuum the stairs with the Kirby. And it doesn't take very long, but now you're getting the full cleaning power of the Kirby in an area where normally you're stuck using something else. Also, and we'll see here in a minute how the Kirby can really clean through things, but one of the applications for this, and probably the most powerful part of the demo, is vacuuming a mattress. Now we all know that we're supposed to replace our mattresses every, how long? 5, 6, 7 years, depending on who you ask. Has anyone ever carried the old mattress out of the house and then carried the new mattress into the house? And did you ever think that they started making mattresses a whole lot lighter than they used to? They didn't start really making them any lighter. What happened is your old mattress doubled in weight in the time that it was in your house. And the way that your mattress will double in weight is you're shedding a layer of skin every night. Once every 28 days, you're shedding a layer of skin. That's 4 layers a year. If you sleep with someone else, it'd be 8 layers of dead skin into your bed every year. And do we know what eats the dead skin in our bed? Right? So it's dust mites. A dust mite will produce up to 200 times its body weight in fecal matter in its very short lifetime. So this stuff it's gross, it's nasty, it's all that, but it's science. It's what's going on in our bed. And we're breathing that in by default when we're laying there. And there really is no other effective way to clean a mattress. So there's a company called Hygienitech that they come out, they have a UV light, and they will kill they claim to kill all the dust mites that are in the mattress. Well, they might kill them, but they're not actually getting it out of the bed. So with the Kirby, there is enough suction on the Kirby that will seal to the mattress. You can put your hand in between the mattress and box spring and feel the airflow coming through from the bottom of the mattress. So you are cleaning on a normal mattress. I mean, if you got like one of these super thick things, it's not going to go all the way through. But on a 9 to 12 inch mattress, normally you can feel the airflow pulling through from the other side. And we use a black pad so we can show the customer what's coming out of their mattress. And it's going to be a very chalky, white, just, it's dead skin. That's what it is. So it's dead skin coming out of the mattress. Show it on this pad. And I mean, I've seen them thick, just one after the other, boom, 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 boom. So very impactful point of the demo when you can show the customer what's coming out of their own mattress. Alright. So Chandler, you said you vacuum about once a week.
Yep.
And when you went down to the store to pick up the shark here, what was the main reason that you bought it?
Because it says right on there, never loses suction.
Never loses suction, right? It's tough to lose something that you don't have. No. But no, the shark has plenty of suction. That's not the problem. It's just the shark is doing exactly what it's designed to do, and that's what I want to show you now. So you bought the shark because it said it never loses suction. And when you bought it, what percentage of the dirt did you want to get out of your carpet? Like 20%, 30%, all of it?
All of it.
You wanted to get it all out? All right, does it make any sense to vacuum if we're not getting all the dirt out of the carpet? Would we mow our lawn if we were only cutting 25% of the grass? Of course not, right? So, what I want to do is use some baking soda here. There's 3 reasons I'm going to use baking soda for this test. First is, it's not going to harm your carpet. It's a natural deodorizer. Second is, it's lighter in color, so we can tell the difference between the baking soda and the dirt that's already in there. And third, it's lighter in weight than the sand, dirt, and grit that's going to tear up our carpet over time and cost us money. So, pour some of that on there. Alright. So if we vacuum once a week, do we track in dirt every day? Yeah, so we're going to track in dirt every day, and as we walk on the carpet, what's going to happen?
Moving that dirt around.
Yeah, we're going to move the dirt around, and it's going to end up buried down in the carpet. Now this rug is fairly thick and fairly thin, but think about your carpets at home and how thick they are and how much room there is for dirt to get buried deep down in the carpet. So I'm going to use the Bachelor vacuum here and simulate a week's worth of walking on the carpet. So the dirt gets buried down in the carpet. And then we take the shark. So before we see if there's any baking soda left in there, I want to show you the difference between the Kirby and the shark and why we're finding so much dirt left behind the shark in your high traffic areas. So I kind of want to show you how these vacuums are designed. Because like I said, the shark's doing exactly what it's designed to do. Alright, so in these vacuum cleaners we have the suction in this case. So the suction is being created in here and it travels down this hose. On this one you can conveniently see, but so here's the hose. If it's going to pick up the dirt, it's going to come through this hose and into the vacuum. So this brush roll is designed to sweep the dirt to the hose so it can get pulled up into the tank. This one's in the center. As far as I know, Dysons are still all over here on the side. So you've got your hose, you can see it right here, travels down, and then this brush roll is designed to sweep the dirt over to that little hole. Now what do you think happens when the dirt is too heavy or cumbersome for the Dyson or the Shark to be able to sweep over to that little hole? Imagine if you took a broom and you tried to sweep sand across your carpet. The sand wouldn't make it to the other side, but it would also disappear, right? The sand would go away. Well, where did it go? In the carpet. And similar things are happening with our vacuum cleaner. But carpet can hold up to 10 times its weight in dirt, and it often does. There's an old saying at the Kirby office, if carpets were transparent, everybody would own a Kirby. So that's why they're designed to be a surface cleaner. They're designed to sweep the dirt off the surface over to the hose, and into the tank. So Chandler, you said you wanted to get what percentage of the dirt out again?
100%.
100%. All right.
I'm in it to win it, Joel.
In it to win it. All right. Just had to make sure. All right. So if there's like a little bit of baking soda on this pad, we can maybe say that we could have just vacuumed a little bit more and the shark would have got the rest up. But if there's like a whole bunch of baking soda on this pad, if it's a snowstorm in here, are you ready to do something different in the vacuum cleaner department?
Yes.
All right. Before I show us what's in here, I want to talk a little bit about the way that the Kirby is designed. So the main patent on a Kirby, what makes a Kirby, is the fact that it has 2 fans and can seal to the floor. No other vacuum cleaner can seal to the floor like a Kirby, and therefore no other vacuum cleaner can clean all the way from the baseboard through the pad all the way up. It's the same reason that the Kirby can clean through the mattress. So on a vacuum like this one, you've got this long hose that the suction has to travel down. So if I have a glass of orange juice and you have a glass of orange juice, and I've got a straw that's 6 inches long and you've got a straw that's 30, 40, have you seen these vacuums that wrap all the way around the back, like a 10-inch hose all the way around, or 10-foot hose I should say? Who's going to get the orange juice faster, the guy with the shorter straw or the guy with the longer one? Shorter, right? It's just common sense. Distance makes a difference. So the Kirby's suction is created here with this fan. The Kirby has 2 fans. Has one fan here in the front. This is what creates the suction, picks up the dirt. Has a second fan on the side. This is the fan that cools the motor. Now, what happens to an electric motor if it can't get fresh air? It overheats, right? And it doesn't take very long. So if the shark here with one fan sealed to the carpet, the motor would overheat. Do you ever hear your vacuum kind of go into like turbo mode? Like, you know, something like that, all right? That's because it created a temporary seal and the motor can't get any fresh air. And usually that's right before you start smelling that burning smell and then it doesn't turn on anymore. But the Kirby's designed to do that. It's designed to seal to the floor, and it's cleaning actually all the way around the power head. So when I lower it down, I'm cleaning all the way around the power head, and I'm drawing air up in front of the Kirby. And you'll be able to hear it seal to the floor here when I pull this next pad. Oh, real quick. So if you notice, the brush roll on the Kirby, it's not designed to sweep the dirt anywhere. It's designed just to agitate the carpet. The suction is what's actually pulling the dirt up, the fact that it's sealed to the floor. So the suction is created here, and it's just the brush roll is just agitating the carpet so the suction can pick up the dirt, versus trying to sweep it over to the little hole. There's some baking soda, that's without even moving it. So there's some more baking soda. So the thing is, even if the shark picks up, let's say, 80% of the dirt, every time we vacuum it picks up 80% of the dirt and buries the other 20%. How long is it going to take before that 20% to build up to a pretty large amount of dirt in the carpet. That's what causes the high traffic areas, and that's what causes the damage. Dirt causes damage, and damage costs money, right? So we all spend our hard-earned money on our carpet, on our floors, on our vacuum cleaners, and we deserve to get the results that we've been promised out of them. So who in here has shampooed a carpet before? What did you use to shampoo a carpet?
A Dizzle.
Bissell?
Yeah.
You know what kind of vacuum cleaner Snoop Dogg uses? For Bizzle. I had to get one more. Alright, so yeah, we use like a Bissell or something like a Rug Doctor or something like that, right? Where you have a water tank, then you have some type of shampoo solution, and you put it in there and you go over it a whole bunch of times, and we end up with a wet carpet at the end of it, and feel like we did a good job. But what percentage of the water that went into the carpet ends up coming back out of the carpet? 50, right? That's if you do a pretty good job, you end up getting 50% back out. If you really are thorough and go back over it a bunch. And what does that 50% of the water look like, Scott? Mud, right? Like it's almost so thick you could go pour it out back and do your handprints in it with your kids, right? It's like solid. So you got to ask yourself, number one, where's the rest of the water? In the carpet. And what does that water look like? Probably looks at least as bad as the water that came out of the carpet. And the other thing is, where did all this mud come from? It's the dirt, the sand and grit and dirt and dead skin and everything else that our vacuum cleaner left behind. That's what's causing the mud in the carpet when it mixes with the water. Dirt and mud, or dirt and water make mud, and that's what we see. So can we agree that the first step to really shampooing and getting a carpet clean is to get the solid dirt out first? Does it really make much sense to add water if we can't get all the dirt out? So, you know, there's lots of different ways you can shampoo. You can call Stanley Steamer. I mean, there's many companies that will come out and shampoo your carpet. But the most important thing is getting the solid dirt out first before you add any type of water to the equation. So I'm just going to do a couple quick passes over this, and then I want to show you the shampooer on the Kirby. I didn't get a chance to mention this earlier, but Kirby has now been in business for 104 years. This is the 100th anniversary edition Kirby, the Avalier. And in the entire history of Kirby, they've always been sold direct to consumer with a salesperson in your house. And Kirby actually originally blew up in a good way in the Great Depression. And a lot of people think, well, that doesn't make any sense. Here's a high-end vacuum. It's the Great Depression. Nobody can afford a Kirby. But Kirby actually works kind of inverse to what normal business logic would be, in the sense that when there's high unemployment in the Great Depression, do you think there's people that are willing to knock on a few doors and show a few Kirbys so they can feed their family? Absolutely. And that's kind of what got Kirby kickstarted, is just people were hungry for opportunity. And Kirby had a great product and a great opportunity, and that's what really got the Kirby company going, was in the Great Depression. For instance, right now, we have very low unemployment for the most part in the US, which is a great thing, but it makes it more difficult to recruit and retain good salespeople in the Kirby business, because there are, you know, other options of things that they can do. Alright, so let's pull a couple more. thing. The Kirby has a transmission on it. It's got a transmission and a headlight, and probably cost as much as our first car. But what that allows the Kirby to do is still have, if you notice, you look at the Kirby, you think, wow, the Kirby must be really heavy. Well, it's not. It's 16 pounds. It's like carrying 2 jugs of milk out of the grocery store. But it needs that weight to be centered over the power head to be able to create an effective seal. So this seal, you're going to be able to hear it seal to the carpet. You hear that? So that's the Kirby sealing to the carpet. And that's something that you will not hear with any other vacuum cleaner because they just simply can't seal because the motor would burn up. So alright, let's throw the shampoo around there. Wanted to get as much of the dirt out before we shampoo as we could. But you guys didn't see the original condition of this rug, but I can promise you it will be returned in better shape than it started. Alright, so this is the Kirby Shampoo. It is a dry foam, so it uses 80% air, 20% water. It's a dry foam. It's only going to clean the fibers of the carpet, and it is not going to soak down through to the pad. And it's basically as easy as vacuuming to shampoo your carpet. So when we use the Rug Doctor, we get half the water back out. It looks like mud, and a lot of what ends up happening is a lot of that water ends up settling down into the padding of the carpet, and it might feel dry on top, but if it's dry on top, how much longer do you think it's going to take for it to be dry on the bottom of the carpet?
I leave mine overnight so it can get dry.
Right.
Without
So you leave it
too much
overnight,
water.
open the windows, put the fans on, and you ever have stains come back? So
Only
it depends
one.
on what kind of
Yeah,
stain.
it all depends.
It depends on what kind of stain it is, but the stain, like say you spilled 5 ounces of Coca-Cola on this carpet. It's going to sink through, and it's going to sink down into the pad. The stain's going to be in the pad, and then you shampoo it. You get the top of the carpet wet, you get the bottom of the carpet wet, and then as that water wicks back up and absorbs, it takes the stain back with it up into the carpet, or simply, but by the top being dry and us thinking, okay, we're done, the top is dry, but the pad's still wet. Now we walk on it, now we step on it, and the stain is still in the pad, and it just wicks itself right up into the carpet again. With the Kirby Shampooer, it only cleans the fibers of the carpet. It doesn't get the pad wet at all. So it's just going to wash the fibers of the carpet with a dry foam, and it's going to put a layer of Kirby Guard on the carpet. It's similar to Scotch Guard, and that's going to help protect the carpet where you can spill a small amount of moisture on the carpet and it will just kind of wick away and not absorb into the carpet, and then you can clean it up with a paper towel. It's not going to work with like a big bucket of something, but it does work with small little spills. So yeah, if you guys smell that, it's a lavender smell, you know. Nothing better than lavender in the evening, right? But so basically there's a agitating brush on the bottom, and it's gonna brush in this dry foam, and it's only going to clean the fibers. This is a obviously a much flatter carpet, but with a longer, more plush carpet that's got some fibers. It's going to be cleaning those individual fibers with that brush and taking those stains right out of the carpet. I've seen before my eyes stains where the customer would say, you'll never get that stain out, and you're kind of thinking, yeah, you're probably right, we're not gonna get that stain out. But then the stain, you watch it come out of the carpet right before your eyes. This shampooer is an impressive piece of equipment. This is a new shampooer for the 100th anniversary edition Kirby. The main improvement, same idea, but the main improvement was before you always had to take that whole power head off to be able to dump the tray, and now you can just dump this tray, fills up with the dirty water, you pull it out, dump it out, throw it back in there, and you're ready to rock and roll again. So this little tank of water will do about 700 square feet of carpet, and you put in 1 cap full of shampoo for every line of water. And there's 3 lines of water on here, and you'd put in 1 cap full of shampoo up to this line for each line of water. So very, very slick. It's as easy as vacuuming, especially for like if you have a spill that just happened. If you're able to just pull the Kirby right out of the closet, and the best time to get rid of a stain is right when it happened. So then you have 2 options. Like when I shampoo at home, I'll just shampoo and then I will take off and I'll let this foam do its work, let it crystallize, and then when I come back home, I'll just vacuum over it, and that's going to vacuum up any residue that's left by the foam. Or I can switch this to the off position and pick the foam right back up. So imagine your worst traffic area in your house. This is the spot that you're walking all the time. If I took a white towel and laid it across your highest traffic way, what would that towel look like in a day?
Black.
About a week? About a month? About a year?
Sounds
With
like I
the-
needed.
Right. So the towel would probably get all worn out, right? But knowing that, how often do we really want to shampoo our carpets? Our carpet is basically the same as that towel, but normally we're shampooing our carpets every 6 months, every 12 months. So the beautiful thing about owning something like a Kirby is you probably don't want to shampoo this spot under the couch. You don't need to, you're not walking on it, but you might want to shampoo your high traffic area. And this allows you the flexibility to, with something that's as easy as vacuuming, pull it out of the closet, shampoo the high traffic area, put it back in the closet, and it's done in 15 minutes instead of having a big ordeal of having to move furniture and everything else. So this will be dry in 20 to 40 minutes. Knowing what you know now, Chandler, how often would you want to shampoo your carpets?
I mean, way more frequently than I am now.
Right.
It's
And-
easy.
Yep, and that's a common answer. And if you have the flexibility of just pulling out and doing it whatever you want, people find they do it a lot more often. So, one little comparison I like to do with my customers, because at this point of the demo, generally they're starting to ask questions like, how much is a Kirby, or do you have a payment plan, or something like that. And the Kirby #1 is designed to save money, not cost money. If I can protect their carpet, if I can keep them from replacing vacuums, if I can replace the money that they've been spending on their shampooing costs, then I can show the customer how I'm going to be able to save them money, and then the Kirby will start paying them back. So, like in in a normal house, and this ranges greatly. It's very dependent on the customer that you're with. But we'll just say they have $5,000 worth of carpet. And what would be like an accurate number? How often do people replace their vacuum cleaners? Just take you, Chandler. How often do you replace your vacuum cleaner?
I don't know, I think once a year.
Once a year? And that's normal. Once a year, once every 2 years. And what would you spend on a vacuum cleaner? Couple hundred. So let's just say 200 once a year. We'll do this over 10 years. So $2,000 in vacuum cleaners. So this is money you'll be spending whether you buy a Kirby or not. And let's say you just hire someone to come in, shampoo your carpet once a year. And what does that cost to do our whole house? 300, 200. Let's just say on the low end, 200. So that'd be $2,000 in 10 years. And if we had the Kirby, we'd probably just shampoo our own carpets, and we probably wouldn't need to shampoo the entire carpet. We just shampoo the areas of the carpet that we actually use. And then we get to, live in our house immediately thereafter and not have to go stay at a hotel and wait, open all the windows and wait for everything to dry. So there's that standard of living aspect. But Chandler, do you think that if the Kirby was able to get all this sand, dirt, and grit out of the carpet and we were able to keep them shampooed, do you think the carpet would look better, last longer? Would it last at least twice as long?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we got $5,000 in carpet, $2,000 in vacuum cleaners, $2,000 in shampooing costs, $9,000 in 10 years. That's $900 a year, or roughly $75 a month. This is the price of the Kirby. Keep in mind this varies quite a bit depending on the region that people are selling Kirbys in. But this is the price of the Kirby. And I could get you a Kirby today for just $100 down and $75 a month. Which of these two would you rather have? Would you rather have the $75 a month to keep using the Shark, not own the Kirby, and this payment continues for the rest of your life based on these numbers? Or would you rather get the Kirby from me today, pay on it for a few years, and then have it pay you back the rest of your life? You think you could use the extra $75 a month down the road?
I sure do.
You sure do? You think I can welcome you to the Kirby family?
Yes.
All right. Welcome to the Kirby family.
Thank you, sir.
All right. All right. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Kirby demo, and Chandler would fill out a credit application and should be calling one of us on the phone. So, you guys have any questions?
What year did this model come out?
This model came out in 2014, at the end of the year. They made a few changes to it since then. It used to be all black wheels, and then this used to be black. I think that was black as well. They've changed a few things, but no major changes since then. Usually Kirby runs a model for 5 or 6 years, and then they come out with a new one.
So how many of those circular pads would you have to use to get a whole living room?
Yes. Great question. Great question.
Those are very small.
Yes. Great question. So a complete Kirby demo that is taught to dealers that are showing a Kirby when they first start, she's laughing, is 100 of these pads they pull in every home. And the main thing you do is you really go to work on the traffic areas, because you can see a dramatic difference from when you showed up to when you leave. If you really go to work on the traffic areas, pull 100 of these dirt pads out of there, and not only is it turned into a visual display for the customer, but it also, they see the difference in their carpet, and they can see how, if they're able to get the dirt out, it makes the carpet last longer and saves them money. Because in most homes, if all the Kirby does, if is double the life of the carpet. It just paid for itself and then some. So that's the point that we're trying to get across. But at least 100 of these dirt pads in every house, and it takes a long time. But you get down on a knee and you just tear dirt pads out, like 10 dirt pads a minute, just boom, 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 boom. So you might even have the customer, they let you in the house, but they're doing laundry or they're working on something else. So they may say, all right, you get set up here and then I'll be back. I'll check out what you got going on. So that's when the dealer's just gonna set the Kirby up real quick and start pulling dirt pads. And then when that customer comes back upstairs, we just have these dirt pads laying everywhere, and now you've got their attention. Now it's like, oh wow, like, all right, tell me more. What's going on here? So
how many of these pads would come when you get a Kirby?
Oh, I see. All right, so you don't have to use these little dirt pads.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
When you buy a Kirby, okay? So, and we're getting really short on time here, but if you just want to pass these around real quick. So this is the material that the Kirby bag is made out of. It's Micron Magic. And this outer bag, or this inner bag, just pops in here. And then the bag snaps on the side. Like this. One of those bags can hold 17 pounds of dirt. And they're rated HEPA 11, which, a lot of people think HEPA means good filtration, but HEPA is just a rating system. So it might be HEPA, but really just about everything's HEPA. It stands for high energy particle arrest. It's a rating system. So the Kirby is HEPA 11, which is the top ranking of any vacuum cleaner sold in the US. So. Thank you everybody for coming out.